You
They're
know,
whatever.
that's how I am with J. Cole. Don't get me wrong, I like the old stuff, but I'm not like the big J. Cole fan. I'm more of a fan of the newer stuff as he polished his stuff up and he became more of a mainstream rapper. I actually like the stuff he does now. Cole used to be a lullaby.
Man, I used to not, but the hits were hits.
No. Yeah, he could always rap. The hits were hits.
Like the fact that he was able to get Missy Elliott. Now this is a Missy Elliott that hadn't been on the scene in a minute.
No, well, he had
No,
the Jay-Z co-sign, man.
Yeah. Well, when he was on Every Day a Star Is Born on the Blueprint 3, I was like, okay. I was like, this nigga is up next, okay? Like, he's Jay-Z's next prodigy, right?
Yeah, but then you know how it get when Jay running the label. He ain't gonna let nobody outshine him.
I'll tell you where I got the respect for J. Cole. It was when Kanye put him on Good Friday, the Looking for Trouble, and he murdered it at the end. Like, that's really where, like, to me, like, the respect I at least got for J. Cole. But I don't know. I was always more of a Kendrick guy. I always thought Kendrick was the much more talented artist. And not to compare the two, but obviously they're going to always be compared.
You want to know who my favorite artists were out of that group? So the group you're talking about
Drake,
is
Wale.
Drake, Wale, Kendrick, Cole, Sean. I was Wale and Big Sean.
Really?
Yeah. Like, I still prefer Wale and Big Sean over Kendrick, J. Cole, and Drake. I don't think they make better music consistently, and I don't think they're bigger artists, but I prefer them. Like,
I guess Meek Mill would be considered part of that group too.
Yeah, whatever. Meek Gills. And Meek's a criminal. Meek, yes, Meek is in that group, but Meek is also on that street shit. And what I liked about them, none of them were really on that street shit. Like, even when Kendrick talks about it, nothing about Kendrick says like he's a street dude.
We left out a person too.
Ooh.
Wiz Khalifa was a part of that group.
Yeah, but he went
Wiz. You know, a lot of people don't want to admit it. Maybe aside Lil Wayne, and I guess Gucci, but Gucci to me is a product of quantity. He has so many fucking tapes.
Yeah,
Wiz to me is for all. If we're not going to bring up the idea of Wayne, like, he really.
You want to say that Wiz is like the best mixtape?
Wiz, man.
Wiz
mixtape collection is insane.
Oh God, yeah. Like,
it's insane.
You made me so. I'm glad you brought him up because
they're all platinum mixtapes. Basically, they're plats. Like, there's a straight platinum.
Because Wiz went into his own little niche, and then when I listened to his $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, and he talked about all the different stuff he has money in, it makes sense why music isn't a priority for him because he loses money making music. You know, that's something people don't realize. Once these artists start investing their money and running these different businesses, and
they're getting to do what they really want to do,
right? Like, you lose money making music because making good music takes so much time, and then you can't focus on your other stuff. That's why Cardi B hasn't dropped a second album.
T-Pain had just came out the other day and said he made more money playing video games on Twitch than he did in music over the last 4 years. Now, granted, he ain't really dropped nothing, but
booty going up and down. I ain't got no problem spending all of my money.
and then two, you know what's crazy? I feel like all these guys, it's like the labels suck all the good music out of them, literally. Because as soon as they typically get out from under those deals, and either they get more control, that way they get artists of their own, like their music takes a dip.
But you know what else?
The only person who, like I said, and I mean, I hate to do this, but Kanye is like one of the few people whose music, it seemed like.
You know why though?
It got better. Like,
you know why?
Why?
Because Kanye doesn't need the label for access. Because Kanye came in as a producer. For one, Kanye can make beats with the best of them, so he can make his own beats. But also, people still want Ye beats. They still want to hear Ye's voice. So the label can't shut people off from Ye. Whereas if you're signed to Universal and then you piss them off and you want to leave and go to Atlantic, they just gonna make a call across the street and be like, "Hey, nah, you can sign him, but you know what to do.
Right?
Don't clear this. Don't spend this on that. This producer, have him send over the mid-grade beats that he don't want. So you can't play industry politics with Ye. Whereas if Moneybagg Yo pisses off his label, which is CMG, but whoever CMG's parent label is, he can't just hop ship and go elsewhere. Why you think Wale is where he's at right now? Because Wale pissed off label execs and he made stuff hard for himself.
There's a lot of guys like that. I mean, look at Lupe. To me, I love Food and Liquor and The Cool. I think his first 2 albums are great. And for what it's worth, in a weird kind of way, Lupe was kind of the first Kendrick, a little.
Okay, go further.
Can you?
I haven't listened to enough Lupe to have an opinion on him.
Okay, so his first.
I like Daydream.
Most people, when they think of him, they will think of like the singles, like
Kick Push.
Yeah, Kick Push is great. I love Kick Push. I think NBA Live. That was like one of the songs on NBA Live. As soon as you turned on, I think
it was on NBA Live.
It was. I think it's not the one with Jesus. Who was on the front of that? It was NBA Live. It might have been the one with Mello on the front. I don't remember.
Little fat ass.
But Lupe is another guy, just in that sense that the push got taken away from him because of like politics. Like it was just straight politics on his career. And like it's odd how a guy like that could just fall off after he did have commercial success. He got a cosign from Kanye, Jay-Z. Like he was getting cosigns from the best in the industry. And he can rap.
Yeah. But all of that stuff matters. Look at Chance. Chance had one mainstream product that worked. Mainstream.
Coloring Book, you're saying.
And then there's been nothing else since that we've cared about.
He dropped that bullshit album.
I didn't listen to it.
The studio album, the one where it's like a clear disc.
I know which one you're talking about. I never got to it.
Exactly.
I kept trying to listen to it. I just couldn't.
Well, and then you can't even say, like, what was the radio song, even if you didn't like the radio song, like, what's the radio song? You don't even know the radio. Like, there wasn't a radio song. Like, I don't know if he's somebody that's getting blackballed because of his, like, religious views. I don't, like.
He also married and having family and stuff. Sometimes people be so into, like, their home life and they're making enough money that what it takes to stay relevant in rap isn't important. Because now just think about our active great rappers. How many of them have a traditional stable home life? How many of them motherfuckers are actually happy? You start thinking about the music. When Jay-Z and Beyonce started having kids, boy, that music slowed down.
Yeah.
When Kanye and Kim were really in the heart of having kids, music slowed down, his features slowed down, and now that he gave us Donda 2, he gave us the gospel album, all in the span of 4 years, when his marriage was on the rocks.
Yeah. When things started getting bad, well, as soon as he aligned himself with President Trump.
Yeah, so
that's really kind of when stuff started going south, even in his marriage, too. Like, it was kind of all around the same time. He shows up to Trump Towers, I think, in New York. It was like him and Steve Harvey, like, linked up with that nigga. And then, of course, then he had the time where he wore the MAGA hat and Jim Brown was there. Nobody tries to get on fucking Jim Brown about being there that day.
Whoa. You can't disrespect Jim Brown because he was at the summit.
I know, I'm saying it's the same nigga though. Jim Brown was out there with Muhammad Ali and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But he was aligning himself with Trump too. So
he went to hear him out.
I mean, Kanye said George Bush don't care about black people. The niggas love that, didn't they? So he's already stood up for black. So I don't know. I'm just curious.
Because Kanye married Kim Kardashian, so he sold his soul to the devil.
He the only one that's getting out of it good, though. His net worth only went up.
I think James Harden came out all right.
He hadn't won shit.
You're right.
He hadn't won shit. Like Kanye just won best rap song at the Grammys. Still,
guess who's going to jail tonight?
You know what I mean? He's good. This nigga's on Instagram calling out Adidas for making fake versions of his shoe, like of his flip flops. Like,
and they won't drop him.
because they can't fucking drop him. Like, he's their biggest money maker. That nigga makes more money for them than any athlete signed.
Well, yeah. And